joined Rye Pres 28 years ago, and we were a tiny school, 63 children, and over these years we've grown to about 300 now, 2, 3, 4, and 5-year-olds. Our staff numbers 26. Most of our staff has been with us for some time. The challenges for me is to keep us fresh, to keep us learning and experiencing what is new and important in early childhood. About 10 years ago, we really felt that we weren't able to communicate as well with parents what it was that children were learning when they played at school.
We start the engine. When we start the engine, the blades start spinning. You saw that when we landed. You'll see it again when we leave. And it's the blades spinning that give us the power to take off.
What we discovered and became sort of married to was the Reggio Approach, believing that young children have something to offer in their own learning, that they can take a hand in their learning, to communicate to parents the actual value of play. When children take ownership of the learning in the classroom, their abilities are beyond measure. They are beyond the expectations that we would have of that age. We saw that so well in the helicopter project.
It started with a little boy building in the block area, and he said, "Look, I'm in a helicopter." And we looked, and he had built around himself a little mini helicopter out of blocks.
Right away we went over and asked him, what do you know about helicopters? And from there he was able to tell us quite a bit of information.
We are listening to the children, waiting to see where it goes, working with them, and continuing from there.
We just started asking questions, and we started looking on the computer and giving the children some information about helicopters and asking them what they wanted to do with helicopters.
Once the books came in, that was when they really sort of began to notice the different types of helicopters.
I've experienced many changes and great growth in our school, and I embrace the idea that we are now following an approach where the teachers, the children, and the parents collaborate.
A box was brought into the classroom, and when you think back on it, you would never realize that by just bringing a box into the room, what it really could have become.
The teachers picked up on the children's interest in helicopters and fed that interest with resources.
Their play really began mimicking what they saw on the DVD as time went by, from giving a thumbs up when someone would get rescued to have discussions at circle time talking about different parts of the helicopter.
Does your helicopter have fuel? Yes, it does have fuel. It holds a lot of fuel, over 800 pounds of fuel.
This project in the morning and afternoon classes just took off a life of its own. Parents were informed and brought in resources. The children were dragging props from all over the classroom. They were inventing parts and pieces, and they started a logbook on their own.
Do you write in your logbook? We do write in our logbooks. Every time we fly, when we come back from this flight, we'll go back to the airport and we'll write down in our logbook how long we flew for.
Some family members knew Detective Christopher Lieberman. He's a pilot at Westchester County Airport, and told him all about our project that was going on in school.
You could see the progress, you could hear the buzz about what was going on. The children were not at all anxious to get to the end point. It was about the making of the helicopter.
They were so excited, they couldn't wait to come to school. They see their accomplishment happening right before their eyes. It's becoming something so wonderful.
After all the months of watching the helicopter be built through blocks and then to be turned into a cardboard replica of the helicopter, to be able to see the pilots actually land and treat our 3-year-olds with such respect, it taught us all that there was value in young children and their minds.
Bringing the project full circle is one of the most important things with a project like this.
I thought that the chopper was very exciting. The planning, the acting out, the dramatic play were just wonderful to watch.
We saw how the community believes in the ideas of young children, and that young children can bring a lot to the table and they can make great contributions.
They may not remember us. They may not really remember how it started, but they're going to be reading a book one day and they're going to realize that they know something about this.
When they get the idea for a helicopter and work on it for 6 months and eventually end up seeing a real one, what is it they gain from these experiences? This you don't forget when you're a young child. And you know what? As I reflect on my last 10 years in the Reggio Approach, that's really what Reggio is all about, creating the lifelong learner.